right, today's adventure's got Charlie and I in well, Orlando. I guess that should be obvious there. Um, we're going to do a few things here and head into the parks. Today we're going to check out Animal Kingdom. Stopped here along the side of the road, a couple murals that were pretty cool, worth checking out. Um, Back to the Future stuff going on here. The DeLorean will show in just a second. Around the corner, there's Jason Voorhees, which looks really cool. And then that Orlando mural there at the beginning. But we're just going to stop here, check these out real quick. I don't know anything about them. This is actually on the side of a barber shop. Um, don't know why or anything, but it's cool. Worth stopping to check out the DeLorean. It's cool. It's got a Florida license plate on it there. But we're going to head on out from here. Definitely going to need roads where we're going. We're going to drive over. It's not too far though. But head into Animal Kingdom, which we've not been to in a few years. Check out a few things, do the safari, and a couple other rides there too while we're in. Here we're going to head on in. The sun's not been up too long. It's a little before rope drop here. We're going to get in time for that and check things out. Charlie's favorite ride here is Dinosaur, which I think is cool. We'll definitely be checking it out. Probably won't video any of it. It's a kind of a rough one as far as just moving around a lot. So I probably won't video on it, but definitely video the safari. Maybe do the Navi River adventure there from Avatar. Do a little video of it. It's got one of the most advanced animatronics that they've done. It looks real cool. The Shaman of Songs. We'll check it out here in a little bit. We're just going to walk around, head over to Dinoland USA to start things off and hit up Dinosaur. It's Disney's 50th. There you can see the sign there, the flag, Disney's 50th anniversary. So it's Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary going on right now. Epcot's 40th just started here too. This is Halloween weekend when we're here. Epcot's 40th is October 1st, so we'll end up over at Epcot at some point on this trip as well. But today's really just going to be an Animal Kingdom focused thing. Here's the big tree, the Tree of Life. Their kind of castle. Every one of the Disney parks sort of has their main thing that you see when you first come in. So this one's the Tree of Life. A huge giant tree. It's got different animal carvings on it. I don't remember if it's 300, I believe, 300 animal carvings all around this tree. Looks really cool. It's really impressive. Kind of their version of the castle there.
Let's go statue back there.
We're going to head on in here. This is Dinoland USA, so the park's divided up into sections. There's Asia, Africa, Discovery Island, which is where the tree is, Pandora, which is where the stuff from Avatar, the movie Avatar, is, and then Dinoland USA. So most of Dinoland USA is almost like a little carnival, like some smaller rides that you'd see maybe at a fair. I mean, better versions, definitely, but that kind of thing. But that's what this stuff here is. And then there is Dinosaur, the ride here, which is cool. It's like the Indiana Jones ride in Disneyland, which I've never done. Always wanted to do. Hopefully we'll get out there at some point. But same kind of ride here for Dinosaur. We're going to head on in. The queue's cool. It's like a dinosaur museum. You're waiting in line. A lot of these rides we're going to do Lightning Lane on, so not really going to wait in a lot of lines on this trip. And the park just opened, so as we headed straight over here, we're not really going to wait in line for Dinosaur either. Just going to move right on through, but the queue is cool. Maybe not the coolest in the world, but it's pretty cool if you like dinosaurs. But you can kind of check it out here. There's some legit stuff that's been donated from universities and museums, so it is got a real museum feel to it here. But we'll move on through here. Check out the ride car. The car's coming in, but I won't do any recording on the ride on this one anyway. There you can see the the cars that you get in. We're just about up here to get on for our turn. This is Charlie's favorite ride. I've always liked dinosaur rides, but of course Disney's gonna do it right with a lot of money behind it for sure. So we finished up Dinosaur. It's cool. You go back in time. You're trying to find an iguanodon. Kind of, sort of, halfway based on Dinosaur, movie that Disney did years ago. Not exactly, but kind of. A couple of dinosaurs are supposed to be from that movie. But anyway, we're gonna head on over towards Africa here. The theming's awesome. Of course, that's that way really in any Disney park. But we're going to make our way up here towards the safari now. The safari, it opens, actually doesn't open at the same time that the park does, just a little while later. So we're going to end up just going on in here, short line to start with, and then we'll actually end up doing it again with Lightning Lane. So I made it on the safari a couple times on this trip. But making our way up, the trams, buses, whatever you want to call them, see that pull up here in just a second. There we go. And then we'll make our way on and check out some animals.
Once you guys find your seats, go ahead and take those seats for me today. Now, if your whole party isn't able to fit, you might be on the next one. Whole party can't fit, you might be on the One more time, my friends, please remain seated. We also ask you to use hushed voices. Loud noises tend to scare animals and the driver might.
The cool part about the safari here at Animal Kingdom is you're right there. These animals, a lot of them anyway, you can walk right up to the bus thing that you ride through on. See these right here. We'll get a really close look at some more here through the ride too. But even some of them that can't come right up, like lions and stuff, obviously that's not going to be safe. But they make it appear that you're right there. There's no fences that you can see between you and the animals. They set things up really well. Kind of hide things, hide the perimeter. So it's really cool, really well done. They know what they're doing. But it's really, I guess, the main event for me anyway for Animal Kingdom is riding through here on the safari.
And eat an average of 85 pounds of food a day. There's a couple of them swimming around here.
Oh yeah, I see the baby leg.
They are herbivores, so any signs of aggression are purely territorial. And a group of hippos is called a bloat. We have officially entered predator territory. To the left, they are Nile crocodiles. Please be sure to remain completely seated, even those little ones. They can be as long as 6.
So the smallest rhino here in Africa, weighing in at 3,000 pounds. Yeah, that's a small rhino, guys. No. They were poached to near extinction for their horns, which were thought to be medicinal. Look at over here. Pink-backed pelicans get their name from the blush color on their backs during mating season. They are colonial nesters, meaning they nest in large groups, about 20 to 100.
They can live to be as old as 40 years. But when they're cared for on reserves like ours, we actually don't know how old they can be. They only need to eat about once a week, but when they do, they eat half of their body weight. As we put the Safi River behind us, we'll head out onto the western savanna.
We're going to see the Ankole cattle, which is right over here, and then on the hillside by himself, there is a sable antelope. And of course, giraffes. Now, the Ankole cattle are also known as the Watusi cattle for the first tribe to domesticate them. We also have the Hartman's Mountain zebras over there. The Hartman Mountain zebras tend to live in a herd. A herd of zebras is called a dazzle. Now, the reason why they're called a dazzle is because they will dazzle or confuse their predators with their stripes. If that doesn't work, their back kick surely will. A back kick from a zebra can break a lion's jaw. Yeah, pretty powerful. We did see another giraffe as we were passing by. You remember that okapi I talked about earlier?
We know that these are the Maasai giraffes because of those spots. They're kind of rough around the edges and there's no real pattern to them.
The giraffe? See the zebra? See the giraffe and the zebra?
Like the okapi, giraffes have that prehensile tongue. And the average length of an adult giraffe's tongue is about 18 inches. Those tongues are a dark gray color to help prevent them from getting sunburnt. And on hot, dry days, they'll use those long tongues to lick their eyeballs to help keep them moist. And a group of giraffes is called a tower. To the right are itty bitty little things. The large tan antelopes are the eland. The eland are the largest antelope species found in Africa, standing up to an average of 6 feet tall at their shoulders. Despite that massive size, they can jump just as high into the air from a standstill. The wildebeest gather in the largest groups of mammals other than humans, and those numbers can get as high as 1.5 million. These large groups can migrate as far as 1,000 miles every year, and a group of wildebeest is called an implausibility. They are way, way, way out in the distance, but we can't see them, so
On
we
your
look.
right hand side. Yeah. Look at that young one. That's a young one too. The other one's a larger one. Now this is a male African elephant. The way we can tell he's a male is because he is all by himself. Well, he's actually technically in a very small herd. Male elephants will leave the herd of their mothers once they turn of the age of 15. They will wander in the wilderness by themselves, and sometimes they'll group up in small herds like this. A small herd of all male elephants is called a bachelor. And yes, they are quite eligible. Now, elephants are constantly on the move for food. A singular elephant will eat 300 pounds of food a day. Yeah, it's kind of like me. I like to eat all that food. Now, a lot of that food does go to waste because of their terrible digestive systems. Now, their poop or their dung is used to fertilize the ground and help spread seeds, because a lot of times they can't digest a lot of the seeds that they eat. So that gives those seeds a nice healthy start. Now, this herd we're looking at over here on your left hand side is actually a herd of females. Unlike that male elephant we saw earlier, females will stay in the herd that they were born into their entire life. So this herd consists of grandmothers, mothers, daughters, sisters, and a baby. There is a baby out there. That one right there. That's the small one. That one's a baby. This herd also has a name. This herd is called a memory. The reason why they're called a memory is because this is also a mommy and a baby over here. White rhinos are much more sociable than black rhinos that we saw earlier. White rhinos live in a herd of white rhinos, left hand side. These are female ostriches. When you think about ostriches, you tend to think about black and white. Black and white ostriches are male ostriches. Females are gray in color, that's why.
They are the largest kind of flamingo and also the lightest shade of pink. When they hatch, there's actually a lioness laying a little further off to the right. We should be able to get a better look at her here in a few moments. Please do stay all the way seated, completely flat on your bottom. We can see that lioness a little more clearly. There's two lionesses laying up there, actually. Lions make the absolute most of their day by resting from 16 to 20 hours and hunting at night. It is the females who go out and do the hunting, while the males stay behind to protect the pride.
So we're gonna head on off the safari right here. It's hands down, it's my favorite part, my favorite ride for sure at Animal Kingdom. But we're gonna head out of the African part and into Pandora, which is the land of Avatar from the Avatar films. A lot more fantasy kind of thing than realism, but it is really cool. It's really impressive. They've done a lot of cool stuff there to make it look more like a fantasy place and less like a realistic forest. But we'll check out the Navi River Journey, I think, Navi River Adventure. We'll check it out here in just a second and ride it. It's a dark ride, kind of floating through a lot of Pandora, Avatar music singing going on. There's some really advanced animatronics in there, especially the Shaman of Songs, which shows up right at the end. We'll get a really good look at her. She's really impressive looking. But this is the line we're in the lightning lane here for it. So again, there's not much of a line. Just walking up through to get on the boat. We're going right on through. So that was the Shaman of Songs. That was just really impressive, really realistic looking animatronic. And then this is back outside again. This is one of the floating mountains that they've got. It's really cool looking too, really big. I don't know if it's bigger than the Tree of Life, but definitely got some size going on to it. Definitely a big centerpiece here of this part of Animal Kingdom, Pandora. You can see it here, the ruins and everything, and the water floating off of it, water falling off of it. It's really impressive to see, really cool to look at. So we'll head out of here, out of Pandora, and make our rounds through, check out some other stuff we haven't seen yet today. Gonna make it over here to Asia. The big ride at Asia is Everest, big roller coaster. It looks really cool. We'll take a look at it, and just kind of roam back through and see what we can see before we head on out for the day. Some really cool stuff to walk through in Asia. Again, not to be a broken record, but man, the theming here is just awesome. This might be, Pandora looks cool, but there's just something about this part that I like, maybe better than Pandora and Africa too. These old Asian ruins that you walk through, and there's animals in here. There's bats and birds, and kind of big cattle was back in here. We'll take a look at some of this stuff too as we go through before we head on out, and we'll make our way back to Africa probably here before we head out for the day. Alright, that'll do it for us on this trip. Stopping here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, just Charlie and I. Take a last look here at the Tree of Life, and we'll head on out, see what else we can get into.